Hi guys, it's Takako. On this episode, I'll be showing the tutorial for making Yvonne's dress. I used 100% organic cotton. I actually tried to dye white fabric into red, but it turned out a little lighter than expected, so I ended up using this pre-dyed fabric. As I mentioned in the last episode, which is Yvonne episode 2, I designed it on the dress form while I was draping. After draping, I marked all the sewing lines and printing notches with the pen. This dress form and Yvonne have different sizes, so I was measuring and thought about how I could adjust the size from here. I roughly created the shape of the necklace at this point, because I could look at it again after finishing the dress. Here I was tracing the draped fabric onto the paper. There were a lot of pleats on this garment, so I made sure that I marked as much information as possible, such as the direction of pleats and notches. I created pattern pieces and added notches to the patterns. Next, I cut the fabric into the pattern shape. I used the same organic cotton fabric for the lining too, because I thought the thickness of the fabric was perfect to hold the shape of the dress. Also because I wanted to use sustainable fabric for the whole garment. I started with sewing the pleats of the bodice. I created 3 pleats at the center front of the shell, but 2 pleats on the lining side. The 3 pleats on the shell was for the design and the fit, and the 2 pleats on the lining side was mainly for the fit. Then I attached the casing for the boning on the lining. I made the casing out of the bias cut self fabric. Boning was placed on both sides of the bodice. Here I'm attaching the top part of the shell and the lining. I like to add a hidden edge stitch on the lining side. That way the lining won't come out from the top edge as you wear it. When you put this edge stitch, it's important to stitch down through the seam allowance too. Now I'm attaching the silicone elastic at the top of the bodice. I use the sewing attachment for zippers. This attachment has just 1 foot, so it moves smoothly on the silicone elastic. Now I'm creating pleats on the skirt part. The same idea as the bodice, but the shell side of the skirt has 4 pleats for the design and the fit. And the lining side of the skirt has 3 pleats for the fit. To match the pleats at the center front might have been the hardest sewing part for this garment. And then I attach the shell and the lining at the hem. Again, I like to add the hidden edge stitch on the lining side, just like the top edge, so the lining won't come out. Here I'm sewing the waistline of the shell and the lining. And then I close the center back except the zipper part. I'm using the attachment for zippers again, and this time it was really for attaching an invisible zipper. This 1 foot attachment is useful to sew right next to the zipper teeth. And then I close the lining side of the zipper part by hand. Now I'm working on the felt necklace. I used the felt in many colors and cut it into the same size circles. Then I re-draped the necklace on the dress form with the red dress so that I could really imagine what shape and colors of the necklace would work with the red dress. It looked like one layer of the felt was not strong enough and it didn't really go well with the dress. So I made it into 2 layers. I attached all the little circles with thread and glued. I think thread and glue together made the necklace stronger. I attached the hook and eyes at the center back neck and the back waist so she could put it on easily. I really enjoyed making this garment, especially playing with different colors for the necklace was very fun. If you liked this video, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!